eager to fight the battle for dharma, we found Arjuna collapsing in the chariot. The very first chapter, the last verse. Sanjaya uvacha evamuktva Arjuna sankhe rathopasta upavishat visrijya sasharam chapam shoka samvignamanasa. So shoka samvignamanasa. The mind, I said, pulled down by shoka. So generally in a state of dejection. Having come to experience this unusual condition that in the battlefield he doesn't know whether he should fight or not fight. Having prepared himself over a period of time with acquiring special weapons, new methods of warfare, etc. At this 0 hour before the beginning of the battle, that Arjuna finds himself in a state of total depression. So when a warrior gets into that state, and not just any warrior, the warrior who was well known those times as the greatest archer. Fortunately for him, we had Lord Krishna as his charioteer to guide him at every moment, to be his friend, philosopher and guide. Bhagwan had voluntarily offered to be the charioteer. And Arjuna always had a secret desire to fight a battle in which Krishna would be the charioteer. So this was that chance, but in a very unexpected way, not with the enthusiasm to fight the battle, but in a state of dejection, wanting a personality which required rejuvenation, we may say. So it got into this state of depression and is unable to stand up. He collapses in the chariot. If every one of us can, at least maybe for a few moments, put ourselves into Arjuna's shoes, as it were. Experience that state of desperation. We have prepared ourselves so well till now. Now here, when actually confronted with the army, confronted with the challenge of fighting Bhishma, Drona, Karna, etc., suddenly getting into a state of doubt, a hesitation. Should I fight or not fight? It's a war that he had always looked forward to. All the special weapons he got was in preparation for this final battle. And when he is actually there in the battlefield, he finds that he is not even physically strong, mentally shattered, and we can say physically collapsing. We find our hero of the Mahabharata in such dire state that he needs Lord Krishna's, we may say, spiritual psychotherapy. The message of the Gita, though given out maybe 5,000 years ago, is relevant even today. Because over these 5,000 years, human beings have not changed much. Our civilization must have advanced, New weapons of destruction we have discovered. Various branches of knowledge have expanded. But man as man, a biped animal, a victim of all types of passions and forces, a victim of kama, krodha, lobha, moha, mada, matsarya, experiencing the conflict, having to make a decision. Everyone is waiting for Arjuna's decision as it is. Both the armies had challenged each other by blowing of the conches, etc. It's after all that has happened that Arjuna suddenly finds himself unable to stand up, unable to come to any decision. So the first chapter was entitled as Arjuna Vishada Yoga. If Arjuna had not got into that state of Vishada, there was no need for Bhagavan to give such a long discourse of 576 verses. But for Arjuna, we would not have got this great message of the Gita. Through the exposition of the Gita, Lord Krishna becomes the Jagadguru, the guide and the teacher of the world. Because this message, which immediately benefited Arjuna, has benefited thousands and thousands and maybe say millions of human beings down the centuries, both in our own country as well as outside. So the message is universal. Arjuna is the Nara, the universal man, exposed to this conflicting situation, which maybe he had never anticipated before. Anxious about the results of this war. What sort of kingdom will we get? What will people generally say? The righteousness of this battle. So if Arjuna had not got into this state of dejection, vishada, that the message of the Gita would not be there for the rest of humanity. So Arjuna's agony and anguish, to be or not to be, all of us have heard that, Shakespeare. To fight or not to fight. That was the question confronting this great warrior. He has fought many battles and won them. And in this battle he had Lord Krishna himself, the greatest carrier of those times, voluntarily agreeing to be the chariot. At that such a critical moment, he becomes overwhelmed by his emotion. So last time I had said, it is a conflict created between the physical, the emotional, and the intellectual aspects of our personality, pulling Arjuna in different directions. The head, the intellect tells him, you are a Kshatriya. You have to champion dharma here. Whoever may be there fighting against you. It's not proper for you to withdraw from this battle. Every Kshatriya is looking up to you to set an example. To most of the Kshatriyas, you are a Shrestha. Whatever you do, maybe they will blindly follow. So be aware of your tremendous responsibility. The emotional personality telling him, how can you shoot arrows against Bhishma and Drona, who are so dear to you, who has never said a harsh word against you, never punished you even for all your pranks as a child. How can you live with yourself afterwards? The physical body, or from the physical level of the personality. Arjuna knew the Kaurava army had a much larger force. So the Pandavas had more Maharathis. Still, Duryodhana feels weak-hearted. That even our larger number doesn't compensate for the extra Maharathis that they have. He was not feeling confident that Bhishma and Drona would sincerely fight for him. Though both of them had said they will not attack and kill the 5 brothers, Pandavas. The rest of the army they were ready to decimate. But his lack of confidence and distrust, that are they sincere? I know their heart is with the Pandavas. It is just circumstances that has forced them to fight for me. So the physical body is saying, get away from the battlefield. No chance of winning this battle. The emotional personality saying again, these are your kith and kin. Having killed them, what kingdom are you going to enjoy? The intellect saying, you are a Kshatriya. And the whole world of Kshatriyas are looking up to you to set an example for them. Therefore you must fight. So this multi-directional pull Arjuna was experiencing there at that moment, so pulled in different directions. He said, Naja shaknomi avastatum brahmadiva jame manaha nimittani japashyami viparitani keshava. Conflicting motives I find within myself. I am not able to stand up. I want to sit down. His legs might be as they were trembling as it were. So in such a state, Arjuna collapsed in the chariot, and that was the last. Visrijya sasharam chapam shokasam vignamanasaha